what happens. So we are going live. It appears to be doing things. Things are happening.
Yeah, we're on.
Why is Jose black and white?
I'm going for noir. Yeah.
It really brings out your eyes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that is. You just playing with the different settings on the.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We're actually live, and
Why?
You sound surprised.
Poor Carter. He's like, what is with these guys? What did I get into?
What the hell did I sign up for?
well, I mean,
We're on YouTube.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows it takes about 250 episodes to figure it out, and this is only 225. So in the next 25 weeks, we should have it dialed in.
Don't put that kind of pressure on me, dude.
Until then, it's good. All right, chat's working. Okay, cool. Audio check. Let me go back to the recording. Delete that. All right, Cody, microphone check. Matt.
Check.
Jose.
Check.
Carter.
Check.
Casey.
Check.
Okay. Everybody is good. We have Danny, look, I'm going to tell you right now. Let me tell you what's going to happen at your son's baseball game. He's going to strike out. They're all going to get trophies. Just watch us. All right, we are going to get started right now. We're going to count down and get the ball rolling. We got some people in the chat room, and we will go from there. You guys ready? Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. We went live at 6:30 on Tuesday on YouTube like we do every Tuesday. It's just usually we're not there at 6:30.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Like the people that typically log in every Tuesday, and it's like the same, 20-ish people. Is this just the most boring night of the week that you actually, you have nothing better to do than to log in to our show? And
no, Danny is sitting here and he's saying he's trying to decide if he's going to watch us or his son's baseball game. And
right.
I think it really depends on how old his son is as to whether or not that's going to be quality baseball. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think he cares about the quality of the baseball?
No, he probably doesn't.
Okay.
But Danny, watch your kid, man. That's going to be way better than anything we do. So at 6:30 live on YouTube on Tuesday nights, that's when you can join us. We are joined tonight by Carter Kendall from Nomad Wheels. You can find them at Nomad Wheel on Instagram and at nomadwheels.com. How you doing tonight, man?
Good. Just getting ready for Overland Expo.
Yes, thank you for joining. So right out of the box. So so the Overland Expo West is 3 days from now, and Nomad Wheel is going to be there, and you are currently in California. What's the plan? How and when are you getting out of there?
Yeah, we just loaded up a Sprinter van today, like right before I got home. We packed that thing up, so we're heading out tomorrow morning, and just loaded everything up. We're going out with a good crew of friends. We have a couple of friends, brands that we're collaborating with on some other like accessories and soft goods that are going to hang out with us at our booth as well. Should be fun. I've actually never been to an Overland Expo, so this is my first one. Yeah,
that is awesome.
And what are you showing at this expo?
So Nomad Wheels, new wheel brand. Technically is launched, but website isn't live yet. We're kind of just slowly rolling it out on social media and at events, and just doing lots of photo shoots. Just had an event at Frontrunner Outfitters on Saturday. Went really well. And then Overland Expo West is kind of like our first real trade show or event, whatever you want to call it, with the brand. So yeah, it's gonna be the first time like the masses, I guess, will see the product, which would be cool.
Well, if you're looking for somebody to help you model, I have been requested a number of times.
There are booth
I've turned them
babes.
all down. I've turned them all down because they weren't able to meet my expectations and requirements. But I'm still taking offers.
There are booth babes, and then there's a booth Matt.
Yeah,
and so
I'm a booth guy.
They appeal to a different demographic. I don't know exactly who you're going after, but
they exist.
But we get a lot of attention at the events that we go to, in large part because of the booth Matt.
Or Jose's Fun Box.
Or Jose's Fun Box. Yeah, we've talked about that one. So you're taking the Sprinter van out there. You're getting set up. The expo is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, correct?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Are you guys going to get the chance to do anything other than just the expo, or are you going to be totally spent afterwards and come immediately home?
I'm going to be spent, man. We've had just logistics. It's crazy. We're a small team, so I kind of head up the marketing on Nomad. So, like, planning what vehicles are going to have the wheels on them and getting them in other booths, and then figuring out what vehicle we're putting in our booth. Transporting vehicles versus driving. We do a lot of stuff with vintage trucks, so
yeah. I mean, if you want a kick-ass 2019 Ford Ranger in your booth, just let me know, dude. You can drive it out.
Yeah, we actually will have a 1990 Land Cruiser troop carrier.
Oh,
get it out.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Nobody likes those. Those are old. Nobody cares anymore.
That's like the holy grail.
I know it is. It's a beautiful machine.
Yeah, I've been driving it around for the last month because we've used it for a couple shoots and events. And man, this thing is like, it drives so good. I love it.
Really? That I would love. I mean, Jose runs a 1902 Land Cruiser, I think. It goes like 4 miles an hour.
It's newer than theirs.
I know. It's a 94. But I would love to like have one as a resto mod, enjoy like cruiser type of vehicle. I mean, those things are so badass.
Yeah.
So Nomad Wheel, it's a new product, a new line of wheels, and you're targeting off-road, overland, outdoor adventure, lifestyle type, correct?
Yeah, that's it. Just like from a design perspective, I mean, I think the wheels are all built off of more of a vintage aesthetic, whether it be like the steel wheel look or the more Euro, like rally Dakar style wheel look, but stuff that we're trying to bridge the gap between vintage and modern, so stuff that will look appropriate and period correct on an old car, but also looks good on a newer build.
Mm-hmm.
Super minimalist, like no fake hardware, no fake beadlocks, just clean wheels. We're not even putting logos on the wheels. Like, if you don't want the logo on there, pop the center cap out, and no one will know who made the wheels. So that's kind of the point, is to make it look OEM, you know?
Yeah.
Is there
I like that there's no fake hardware.
Yeah.
Is there a brand or manufacturer that you're kind of steered toward? Jeep or Toyota or anything, or is it just?
We'll have everything. We'll have fitments for everything for the most part. Probably the last thing we'll come out with would be like more of the CUV stuff. We're doing Subaru to start out. And that's probably it for CUV.
I'm sure Frontiers are probably front of the list.
Yeah,
right?
very. You got to do those first.
Yeah, let me throw this number out at you. 6 by 114.
0.3.
So you
Point three.
The website, if you go to the nomadwheel.com or nomadwheels.com, it says coming summer of 2022, but it looks like you've got some sneak peeks on the Instagram page.
Yeah.
So the 501 Convoy, which is an all white bullet hole, like that's vintage retro Jeep wheel. Does the Convoy, and you can tell me, you can say no comment, but will the Convoy come in like a different color than white?
Yeah. So Convoy will come in satin black, white, and then we're calling utility gray, which is kind of like a dark battleship gray.
Ooh.
Like really dark gray with almost some blue hues to it.
Is that what the same color as the 502 Arvo is on the site? Is that same gray? on the
No, the
Instagram?
502 Arvo on the site would be actually a black, probably just dusty
Oh, okay.
from the yeah.
Yeah, I dig that retro, multi-hole, just simple, like
I'm sorry, what did you say?
multi-hole. It's got multiple holes. I don't understand.
I heard you.
Why did we have to comment on that?
I didn't comment. I didn't say nothing. I like multiple holes too.
Options are good.
That's you're absolutely right. But it's super I like the way you just
I can't snort or giggle.
No,
or whatever.
Not when I say multi-hole. It's a multi-pass. But I do like the minimalistic, like super simple style of it. Like that. The 502 Arvo is. I mean, they're all three of the ones that you have on the Instagram page are really cool.
Yeah, they're different. I mean, there's not a lot on the market right now. A lot of brands are kind of coming out with some old school throwback wheels, but nothing that, in my personal opinion, that really hits the mark quite as well as what our designers come up with.
Yeah.
And just like even down to the finishes, like on that 501 Convoy, intentionally doing like a flat gloss paint to make it look like a powder coat finish from back in the day.
Yeah.
And we did satin black, but even I was hoping to push for a gloss black on that. But I've learned, being new to the wheel world, that gloss black is like a nightmare with scratches and aging. So, so we're just like all the nuanced details that we thought about through the development process and design process.
So I mean, you're essentially launching here at Expo West when you show up. I mean, people are going to get their hands and eyeballs on the product, but take us back to kind of the genesis of this project. Like when did this idea start and why?
Yeah. So I just joined. We've been kind of working on it for a year since I joined the team. But Nomad is owned by a company called Allied Wheel, which is more known for Raceline wheels. Allied's just sort of the parent umbrella company, but it's a family business. Raceline's been around since the 90s, and the owners of Raceline and Allied, they come from like a long lineage of wheel manufacturing in the U.S. with steel wheels. And we actually still, at our facility, have a full steel manufacturing setup where we do like all the old like rallies and smoothies and Supremes. We do all that stuff in-house, where we still put the centers in and circular weld them, and it's pretty cool to see. But so Raceline obviously kicks ass, but I think that the owners wanted to offer something that was a bit more geared towards the like outdoor hobbyist, camping, overlanding, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than try and add that into Raceline and have it just be confused, it seems like to make more sense to just start another brand that was solely focused on that we could be very specific with.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when they brought me on to kind of help build the brand and the marketing and social media and strategy and all that stuff. So so just have been kind of tinkering with it for a year, and now logistics have worked out to where we finally get some wheels coming our way, which has been a challenge, as everybody knows, with COVID and everything. And so it's cool to see it finally come to life.
Yeah, and I like the fact, because I mean, Raceline is it's a name that everybody knows, everybody's seen. They've got a long lineage of performance and style and support of the off-road racing and the whole thing. But I'm on the Raceline site, and I'm noticing the stark difference in design and aesthetic from Raceline to Nomad. Like it's a clear delineation of the style cues that you guys took for Nomad and said, okay, this is going to be what sets us apart from the rest of the other, any other wheel manufacturer.
Yeah.
How much, so on the marketing side, how much, since you've been there for a while, how much have you been able to kind of influence the way the design has shaped up?
Yeah. So, basically when I came on board, we have this idea, and we've got, a run of wheel design concepts. And then it was kind of just like, we need a brand, and we need we need everything other than wheels. So that's kind of where I stepped in. And I come from more of an apparel background, and worked in design and creative in that kind of industry. And so my background is very heavily creative focused. And in the wheel industry, in the auto industry, creative is sort of a new thing. I feel like usually brands kind of get like your standard corporate branding package, and there's not a whole lot to it. It's pretty simple, and that's kind of where creative stops, you know. And so for me, I kind of wanted to bring in like my background, which is very heavy design focused, and bring that into a business that isn't typically like that, and hopefully that allows us to stand out a bit. So I'm a weirdo. Like literally day before Expo, I was like taking these like raw cotton canvas banners that I have my buddy sew up, and I'm hammering in like brass rivets, and tonight I'm gonna screen print our branding on them versus just ordering some vinyl banners, right?
But again, that seems to me consistent with the design elements of the wheels.
Yeah.
It, you know, you're going for a different aesthetic, meaning like it's more
There's utility.
It's more visceral. It's more natural. Like it's you know, as opposed to super polished and like you know, we'll talk about some of the like the Brodozer wheels. You know what I mean? Like all the chrome, and you can tell they're machined 100 times. And you know, this is not that. This is very down to earth and like you know in the dirt type of feel to me.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that with like the sneak peek stuff on Instagram. Like it all kind of is muted and kind of just falls into the backdrop, and that's the point. Is like, you know, like obviously we'll have wheel focused imagery and stuff. We got to sell wheels, but there's also going to be a ton of stuff that's very lifestyle driven and hopefully captures the feeling you get when you're out in nature, you know? And I always say, like, I feel like we've designed our wheels to hopefully complement your vehicle and not, you know, distract from your vehicle. It's not about what wheels you have on your truck all the time. Like, I mean, in my opinion, like I want my truck to look cohesive, and I don't want someone to look at my truck and be like, holy, what are those wheels? You know, those things are crazy. I'd rather than be like, wow, that truck's sweet, you know?
Yeah. As a whole. And your design themes.
Talking about holes again?
Your design themes on Instagram, and that, you know, there's not a lot on the website to go by, but looking at the way that you've laid out the Instagram, it
well, even the truck they used to the Land Cruiser, that 70 series, that's a very utilitarian truck. It's very like this thing is built for work and to take abuse.
Yeah.
And
but the Instagram page is filled, like the bulk of the image on the Instagram page aren't up close shots of the wheels. It's like
it's showing you them being in use.
Being in use, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's a very cool approach to the way, you know, in contrast to what some other wheel manufacturers may do in their design. And I think that it's like everything about the aesthetic and the theming and the like you said, the muted colors of the backdrop and all of that seems to play very well together in the design that I'm assuming you had to build with some help from scratch. I mean, what was that process like? Like, you know, literally saying they have wheels and now you got to come up with the rest of it.
Yeah. So I've always been like super inspired by all things vintage. I love like vintage military gear and survival gear and like all the weird sort of like contraptions people have come up with to solve problems. Huge fan of like Japanese take on camping and off-roading and all the different Japanese sort of camping gear brands that are super like practical and minimalist and utilitarian. So that's what inspired, I guess, the visuals for the brand and stuff I'm creating. Is to try and keep it clean and simple and artistic and intentional. But as far as process goes, I've kind of been a jack of all trades. So what I like to do is like I'll hire a graphic designer to like do some illustrations for me and maybe even like a font, and I'll take that and then I'll work it into the finished product of where it's going and how it's being used. So I kind of micromanage all of that stuff to get what I want rather than just hiring a creative agency. So, but I can't, like personally, I don't draw. So like, I'm not going to draw this logo, but I know what I want and hire the right people to get it. So it's kind of a hybrid of like contractors and then me personally putting it together as well.
Mm-hmm. I think what I heard right there is like, Japanese people camping or whatever. And I feel like, Cody, you're immediately going to look for like the Japanese version of Bass Pro Shop and then just have to buy another rig to like load up, so that you're fully prepared.
Hold on. I love that Gary Kenyon in the chat room. It says, "Great! I already purchased lithium wax and lava box because of the trail chasers. Now I'm looking into wheels."
Wow!
Thank you, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
But we talk to a lot of companies and entrepreneurs and people, and like the making the, I assume the production of the wheel part was kind of there because of the lineage of the brand.
Yeah.
And then so you've got to build basically the face of the brand. You've got to build the marketing message. You got to build all that. And then in between, there's all the other pieces, the logistics and the support staff and the sales and the networking of dealers. Like, has that been growing during this last year as well, or are you just now getting ready to kick that off?
We're just getting ready to kick it off. I mean, I put together like a couple marketing decks to show some people, but there's only so much you can do with renderings and graphics, So now that we finally have like some content in our hands and physical wheels, I'm sure that stuff will all kick off. And we, Wasteland has a team of sales guys and people that manage dealer relationships and stuff. So I work with them and support them with whatever they need, but I'm pretty much solely focused on consumer stuff.
Okay.
With e-commerce and events and all that good stuff, social media.
That's awesome. So wow. So you've got the ability to focus on the fun part, the message, the marketing, the lifestyle, the whole thing. And then you've got that back end support to help with the sales and logistics.
Yeah, definitely. And it's we obviously like we're going to be available through dealers, but I think that the overall goal would be to be as e-commerce focused as possible, And Raceline's been around for so long that it's always been a dealer brand, and they've grown a lot on e-commerce, but being able to start now with everything that they've learned and kind of come out of the gates focusing heavily on e-commerce, I think is kind of the plan, which is why we're putting so much effort into the marketing side of things.
So it will be available through dealers, but it will also be direct to consumer over e-com?
Yeah, on our website.
Oh, very cool.
And then hopefully, I mean, this is a tough thing to manage, to be honest, but I think a big goal for me personally is to back as many small independent, overland and off-road shops that I can and get them set up with wheel displays and merch and set them up as wholesalers as well. That's something that I feel strongly about, and hopefully we can roll that out and have success with it, because I think it's product that like your local overland shop would do really well with. Mm-hmm. And we're small enough to where we can hopefully accommodate that, whereas most bigger brands it's not worth the time. But even if we don't make a ton of money off of it, I just think it's good business and it's good marketing and good to support those small mom and pop shops for sure.
Yeah, and I going back to the utilitarian design and aesthetic, that ties into the smaller entrepreneur mom and pop shop versus the mega store with 58 wheels on the wall. I think there's a market for both, but I feel like the opportunity to really solidify your brand inside that mom and pop shop is really good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're like the hands and feet of all these businesses. They're the ones selling the wheels, straight to these people and recommending and having the real world experience running the wheels and how they perform. And, it's like invaluable.
So the vehicle. So you've got this badass Land Cruiser in there. I saw it looks like another Land Cruiser, there's another one that's like Jose's but better, and then a Tacoma in these pictures. Sorry, dude. No, I'm not.
Don't apologize for that. That was good.
Are those personal vehicles or like what are you driving?
I've got a GX 470.
Nice.
Love it.
Which is not something I ever thought I would own, honestly, but I've had a couple. I had a season of vintage vehicles that I loved, but I just got to the point where I was like, I'm so tired of not being able to go camping because I'm worried about breaking down. So then I was like, all right, it's time to buy a modern truck again. And when I hadn't shopped used 4x4s in forever, and this was like during COVID when all the prices went crazy.
Yes.
And I was like, I just literally cannot afford any 4x4 pickup truck that's newer than 2004 now. So then I started looking at SUVs, and I was like late to the game on the GX stuff, but I was like, oh, well, these GXs are like Land Cruisers overseas, and it's the same thing as a 4Runner and FJ, but
with the V8.
Yeah, with a V8.
Yeah,
and
the
all
V8.
all of the buttons with all of
and you get like the seat slides and the steering wheel goes up and does transformer stuff. Those things are nice.
Yeah, everything. It's killer. So I love it. But as I'm learning, building out all the camping stuff in the rear, having all of your gear in the cabin with you is not that cool, like for noise purposes.
That's all I know. So
I was waiting.
That's all I know. So
I was waiting for you to.
It used to be the smell of a spare tire and fuel.
Yes, that's
right. Then I got the dual swing out, and I'm like, wow, I have so much space now. And now it's just tools and stuff rattling around the back.
Which was part of the reason I went to a truck, because I had a couple SUVs prior, and I wanted more space and more room, but I didn't necessarily want it with me. But there's also cons to that, because when everything's in the back of the truck, it's dirty and dusty and wet and all of those things. Yep. So there's a downside to it.
Your extra fuel and your spare tire gets wet and whatever.
No, I'm talking about camping gear, your tent, and all that stuff.
Well, again,
not
Jose was talking about the smell of a spare tire and extra fuel. All right, put that shit in the bed of your truck where it belongs.
But in his Land Cruiser, he doesn't have a bed of a truck.
Be a man, buy a Frontier. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's how it was when we went on that winter expedition. Everybody else is like trying to cover all their stuff with tarps and everything. And I loved having everything in the cab clean and dry, but it also sucked having everything in the cab.
Yeah. So being in LA, in the Southern California area, where do you go wheeling when you go?
Depends on time of year, but I'm definitely like summertime. I pretty much just stay up 395 and stay in Eastern Sierras and up above Bishop and stuff. And then once winter hits, it's like, desert stuff. I still do some like higher desert stuff in the winter, but Johnson Valley, and I actually love camping in like Jawbone Canyon and Dove Springs area. I think it's so pretty up there, and randomly we'll get the lower elevation snow, which is cool to see in the desert. But just kind of all over.
And the camping lifestyle, overlanding stuff, it sounds like you were doing that before joining Nomad.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, we always just called it camping.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was overlanding, which when I thought of overlanding, I always thought like transcontinental, Africa and Europe and that kind of stuff. So it's been interesting to watch that come up and be a part of making fun of it while also personally enjoying it. And
you can move your decimal point over to the left or right.
To the right.
What to the right? To the right. If you claim overlanding.
Yeah, the overland tax. I feel like as a society, to come up with some guidelines about if you travel less than X amount of miles or camp less than X amount of days outside of in your vehicle, then it's just camping and off-roading.
Yeah.
And then like you have to do at least 500 miles and 3 nights.
Yeah, no, there is like a over-under on how many days you have to be out.
Like Mojave, the Mojave Trail is barely overlanding.
No, I think overlanding is like 30 days plus.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Nobody does that.
No.
That's
People
nobody.
do it.
Those are called nomads. They live in like the
They're
Sahara
called homeless
desert.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here they're called homeless.
They're called
exactly.
They're doing that 'cause they don't
we
have a
call them
choice.
homeless people.
They have all their shit in shopping carts.
Yes.
And they go from
Yes.
one neighborhood to the
No.
next.
If you do 4, so Mojave, because we usually do it in 2 nights, that's not enough to be overlanding. That's just extended. That's extended
But
off-roading.
you guys technically camped 3 nights. We were smart and stayed in the hotel one night.
Yeah.
You guys camped 3
That's
nights.
right. I camped 3 nights, so I'm an overlander.
Here, I'm going to give you the definition of overlanding. all
Okay.
right?
Hey, where's this coming from?
Overland Journal.
All right.
Oh, that's not going to be an
Yeah,
accurate.
it's not gonna.
I refute these
They're
claims.
the overlanding journal.
Yes, but that's the same.
No,
that's the
that's
same
what
as
they want you to look
yes,
at.
that's the same as saying that the Food Network is the
authority on
authority
food.
on food.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I got to
You're right.
come home and make steak and lobster every night because Sally on episode 12 did it.
Look,
Bullshit.
All right, this is their
Cody,
definition.
that's the
right?
most logic you've made on this show.
Same
Like,
thing with the DIY
exactly.
network and the
Yes.
the DIY network. They set unrealistic expectations for what your home improvement project
make
should
you
be.
feel horrible.
Yeah. The vacation network, the
Go-
travel channel. What? I'm supposed to go to a 5-star hotel someplace because it was on.
That's
No.
right. Go on with your clarification there, Jose.
All right, so according to overlandjournal.com,
What are the vehicles pictured on this that I'm looking at here?
G-Wagons.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Overlanding describes self-reliant adventure travel to remote destinations where the journey is the primary goal.
You guys went to Hemet last year? That sounded like overlanding to me.
Yeah.
Typically, but not exclusively, accommodated by mechanized off-highway capable transport from bicycles to trucks, where the principal form of lodging is camping, often lasting for extended lengths of time, months to years, and often spanning international boundaries. While expedition is defined as a journey with a purpose, overlanding sees the journey as a purpose.
So go back like 2 sentences and it says
International-
Often
extended period of time.
extended lengths of
Look.
time, months to years.
I only get 2 weeks of vacation.
Yeah.
So to me, anything beyond the second day is an extended period. Anything that's not Saturday or Sunday is an extended period of time.
Then they have a backcountry adventure or 4x4 touring, a 1-day or multi-day off-highway trip to an adventure on an adventure motorcycle or in a 4-wheel drive vehicle. So I think that's what we do, backcountry adventure.
I like to call it off-road vehicle-based exploration.
Look, yeah, you go
No,
ahead and Jose, you go ahead and be a backside adventurer all you want.
We have a term for it, Cody. Off-roader lander.
Yeah, that is the official trail chaser term. We're
Yeah, I'm a
trademark pending, by the way.
broke back adventurer.
So the Nomad products, the launch. So you're gonna have, if you're physically gonna have them in the booth at Expo.
Yeah, we'll have the full lineup at our booth, and then we'll have the troop carrier in our booth, and then we will have a Tacoma in the Goose Gear booth, and we'll have a Tacoma in the 4-wheel campers booth with a set of wheels on as well.
Very cool.
Who owns that 70 series, by the way?
It's a dude up in Oregon, just a random friend. His name's Mess. He's a shoe designer for Nike, Adidas, I think.
So his office is around the corner from the Portland, our Portland headquarters for Ironman 4x4. The Portland headquarters for Ironman 4x4.
Something I don't know, man.
I was just saying.
So he's allowing you to drive that and take it to Overland Expo.
Yeah, for some reason.
Dude, I need better friends, man. I need friends with cool vehicles like that let me drive them.
I wouldn't let
Dude,
you
you
borrow
can take
my
the Land Cruiser if you want, wherever you want.
You can't borrow my truck.
I
No way. You lent your truck to some Australians like a few years ago, and that's crazy to me. To go to Mexico, no less.
So after Expo, do you have any other events on the schedule?
We're doing Expo Pacific Northwest.
Sweet.
We are setting up something at SEMA. Trying to figure that out. Because normally Raceline would do a SEMA booth. They didn't do it last year. So this year we're going to do a small booth and put Nomad stuff in there. Mostly just to like get passes and go, probably. Yeah. But I'm still going to attempt to make a cool booth. So
yeah, last year at SEMA with COVID and everything, there was a lot of companies that backed out, and I think that's going to open the door for a shuffle at SEMA this upcoming year. I will be at the Expo PNW, and we will all be at SEMA. So we will have to find you there and see what that booth looks like. Do you have ideas yet for the booth? Do you have an idea of what you want to do?
Something comfortable to sit in.
Oh yes.
No, we'll see. Like,
do you need any booth mats? We could loan you a booth mat.
Yeah, the way I've kind of designed our booth is like, I didn't even order. I probably should have just in case, because we're gonna have like 30-mile-an-hour winds on Friday at Expo. But we're doing like a pole tarp situation.
Look, if you've got a pole, let me reiterate, booth mat. If you've got a pole, I got a booth mat that will help you work with that.
Perfect. Can hold the pole.
Come on.
All I can do, the only thing I can muster is like a disgusted look of disappointment. Like, I can't even believe you tried to make that. Whatever, dude.
You can't.
You're off today. You're off today.
I feel, yeah. So
you admitted it too. So that's.
So the booth at Expo West. What were you telling? You were saying about the poll and what's going on?
Yeah, we're doing like I got a bunch of we got a poll. Starts at 7:00.
Nice.
No, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a snow peak tarp setup with poles and stakes. Well, we can't stake our tent down, so I got a bunch of sandbags. We'll see if that works.
You can't stake your tent down.
Yeah, you're not allowed to put stakes in the ground at Expo West, apparently. So.
See, look, let me sell what you would get with a mat, to help support your. I'll show up with like a roto hammer drill, and I'll drill some anchors into some concrete. That tent ain't going nowhere. We'll anchor some shit down. Those are the qualifications I bring, and
Perfect.
I'll wear whatever you provide. If it helps,
Perfect.
How many people are going out to work the expo?
Technically just me, but
that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, we'll have some help from friends. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we've got like a crew of 4 of us that are going out.
I'll let you use the roto hammer if you want.
Yeah.
Then you can tell the people at the event it's not staked, it's anchored.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going out there. Are you leaving tomorrow or Thursday?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't want to deal with trying to get up there and set up all on the same day.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. So get out there. Are you camping at the site?
We got a house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we're just taking one vehicle out, the Sprinter van, and we're all driving in it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all of us sleeping in the back of the Sprinter. I don't know. After all day dealing with the poles.
Unless you're like, Nirvana when they first got together and you're touring the country, or you're a rock band, obviously. Then that's probably really luxurious, compared to
Sprinter
like
van,
a rock band.
Yeah, compared to the Ford Econoline that they rode around in.
Ford. I mean, God, why would you pick that to tour?
So,
and,
since you
got
brought
to
it
get
up,
places in a timely manner, that's not the vehicle I would choose.
Matt, how's the Explorer doing?
Yeah. Since you brought it up,
Jose, if I'm going to talk trash about Ford every week, and you're just going to comment every week about how I own a Ford, then what are we talking about here? Why?
They negate each other. They cancel each other out.
Is that what you're trying to? You're trying to negate me?
Yes. But
I'm being negated.
which is probably deserved. There's a movie called What Drives Us, produced by Dave Grohl, about the
here we go.
about the vans
Here we
that
go.
bands tour in. So it's a really good movie.
Are you
You
gonna
should
cry
watch
right
it.
now? Or?
I may cry about it. So you've got Expo West, you've got Expo PNW, and then SEMA. So I got to. When is stuff going to be on the nomadwheels.com website for people to physically start or to look at and physically start ordering?
Probably take the site live after Overland Expo and then start pre-orders in like 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. Probably do pre-orders. Because we won't receive our first shipments for probably another 30 to 60 days.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'll be a slow rollout for sure. We won't have everything ready to go, but just want to get it out there.
And at the time of launch, are you going to have the full breadth of product line, or is it going to be specific to like your most prolific, most common vehicles?
Available?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First batch will be all 17 8.5 zeros, but it'll cover all like bolt patterns, all the modern stuff. And
6x114.
Yeah.
0.3.
0.3.
And then stuff will slowly start to roll in. We'll a couple of the cool fitments that we'll have is we'll have 15x7 -10 for all the old Land Cruisers, Broncos, Scouts, for proper backspacing on those. Then we'll have a 16.8 -10. And 17.5 0, 17.8.5 -10, and that's probably what we'll have to start. And then we were talking about already other sizes and weird oddball stuff for the old vehicles. But yeah, so far everything's been pretty cool. We put like in the photo shoot, we had the 80 series Land Cruiser, and we just put some 17.8.5 zeros on there with 35 10.5 tires from Kendall, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, they were in a little bit inside the wheel well, which some guys don't like. I loved it, but
That's how they are from factory, though.
I was going to say that's just that much more vintage aesthetic. I mean, the wheels poking out of the side of the fenders, that's a more modern thing. Back in the day, they were everything was tucked in.
yeah, you'll start an online war if you start talking about poke.
Another online war?
What?
Okay. Isn't there enough on?
Okay.
Guys, let's bring peace.
Yeah.
East Coast, West Coast.
I hope everybody does whatever they want with their trucks and spacers and however they want to run our wheels. But from our engineering side of things and practical side of things, we're not. I mean, I'm not rock crawling. Like, I'm camping, and I guess by most people's standards, what I do is light off-roading, but like on my GX, I run a 33-inch tire and a standard like 2.5-inch suspension lift with Kings, and then a 17.5 0. I mean, there's no need for me to go that much bigger, and I can't afford to re-gear and put a new rear end and all that.
I feel like these comments here were aimed directly at Jose. Like, I'm sorry, Jose, that I don't necessarily meet your overlanding criteria that you dug up on a website.
Yeah, that's not my definition.
You read it.
I rode.
You own it, sir. You rode that, sir.
I read what most people seem to say it's like the golden standard of overlanding. I read their definition, all right?
Right. Look, we're not the golden standard of everything. What's the bronze standard of overlanding? It's like I went to Cleghorn
what's less than bronze?
What's the pewter?
We're more of a lead standard.
Exactly. I agree with Casey. We're like the pewter standard.
We're the aluminum can of off-roading.
Oh no, aluminum's more valuable than pewter.
We're lead, bro.
Yeah, we're pewter. I like pewter. You know,
me too.
Good, because pewter looked really nice, but it's garbage.
Yeah. That's us in a nutshell, Case.
Nice looking garbage.
You guys look really good, but you guys are still garbage.
So when did the Instagram and web page landing page go up?
I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
So
Maybe.
the Instagram page went up 2 weeks ago, and you're at 4,500 followers already. 4,579.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we bought all the followers. I'm just kidding. No, we had a. Let me see. Answer your timeline question. We started posting. Yeah, May 4th. So the account started with like 3,000 followers, and it was an old sort of account sitting idle that was a Raceline former account.
Oh, okay.
I think it was maybe an old UTV account that they decided not to use anymore. So, yeah. So I wish I could say, but I'd be lying if I said we got
well, I appreciate the integrity there, the honesty, because I'm like, damn, 4,500 followers in 2 weeks.
What are we doing wrong?
Yeah, we suck. We've been doing this since 2016. We suck.
Yeah. Well, I saw the account and I was like, we've got 3,000 people on here that are all real off-road people. Why would we not use that to start the brand on? And just in the past week, we've jumped up almost 1,000 though. I mean, so people are stoked on it. I can't keep up with the comments and DMs and stuff coming in. And I haven't even you've seen the Instagram. It's like an art post. It's not even like actual.
Yeah, it's very
product.
Curated and just letting you know that you're there, but not necessarily like a lot of new content.
Yeah, and eventually like the grid style posting will go away and it'll just be regular stuff, because I can't stand when brands do that full time. It's like they throw up 6 posts in your feed and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and you get 1/4 of it and you gotta yeah.
So that's just to get it out there and so people can see the entirety of the brand if they land on the Instagram, because I just don't have wheels yet to sell, so I don't want to be putting out all this content.
Yeah, that makes sense. The feedback that you've gotten, is there a style that's more popular than the others?
It seems pretty even so far on feedback. I think the 503 Sahara is like sort of the industry favorite. Like it's like the people who are in the off-road business seem to really love that wheel.
That's what I would choose.
The 502 I think is the most surprisingly, like we didn't expect to have as much like fans of that wheel compared to the other two, but that wheel's gets a lot of attention. So
yeah, I really like that one. I really like the 502. I like that styling, and I like the 501 for the retro aspect of it. Like if I was building a CJ or an old Land Cruiser or something, 100% that's the wheel, right? But because I think that the Sahara and more so the Arvo, the 502, it walks that line of modern styling. You can tell it's not a retro wheel, like you didn't buy it at the junkyard, but still has that aesthetic that you're going for, that it's utilitarian and it's a workhorse, and it's a very good balance of the two, in my opinion. Yeah,
definitely.
Are those the 3 wheels that are going to be available at launch?
Yeah, just starting with those 3.
Okay.
And then we're working right now on like next year stuff to come out with.
Okay. What do you think long term the brand is going to look like? Is it going to stay at a small number of options, or do you see it expanding to a significant number of styles?
I don't know. I mean, I think that'll be dictated by the big dogs up top as far as what they want to do. I think that right now we're all on the same page of keeping it small and focusing on marketing and getting the wheels out there. I don't know that I see us introducing more than 1 new style a year, which would be, I think, ideal, at least for the first few years. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that there's so few wheels like this on the market that there's plenty of room to come out with a ton of styles and throwbacks to all the different vintage style wheels and natural, all that.
I think you can hit it. You're hitting a niche here, like we talked about. It's like, if the bro dozers were on one end of the spectrum and the steel hardcore $15 wheels on the other end of the spectrum, you've somehow been able to get closer to that steel end of the spectrum, but still look cool without being gaudy. And I think that there's a way to continue the growth of that brand that way. And I think you'll have a niche of people that are like, yep, that's my style right there.
Yeah. And I think like I mean, if I've learned anything, branding does matter, and people's association with a brand plays a big part. And how you feel about having a method wheel on your truck, like that's a thing, you know. And I remember when I was young, I was like, dang, I wish I could get some methods. And I wasn't experienced in wheel design or the off-road industry. It was like I loved that brand. So I think that it does have an influence. And so for me, just as much as the wheel designs, my role is to build a brand that is attractive, but also like accessible and inclusive. And like, I'm not like the tough guy off-road, like huge truck and like doing crazy trails. Like I like to fish and hike, you know? And so like the off-road industry, just to give you guys my personal story, like always felt a bit like I'm an outsider. And so I never even bought aftermarket wheels because I was just like, it's not really my thing. Like I just put these steel wheels on and rattle can them Battleship gray and it looks badass. So for me, that's kind of like, I want people to have that same experience, whether you're like, you know, in your Subaru and going out to go bouldering in Alabama hills, or you're going out to shoot AR-15s in Jawbone Canyon and blow up Tannerite, like whatever you're into. I think the cool thing about overlanding is what it's done is like, whether you think it's lame or not, it's tied together this massive group of people where we all have this common thing where we're all obsessed with modifying our vehicle to go out and enjoy our different hobbies. But that's kind of the like thing that, I mean, this is obviously bigger than just a wheel brand, but like that's my own personal passion that I put into this, is like I want to break that whole like clickiness of all these different hobbies. It's like, no, we all have cars and trucks and we all go out in nature and do whatever we're into. And that's how we can kind of like hopefully have some common ground on stuff and not be so separate.
Well, I like that. I like what you said. You didn't necessarily feel like part of the off-road overlanding community. You find yourself in this role, and now you can bring that perspective of wanting inclusiveness and welcoming other people and not being, you know, because look, there are definitely brands out there, not in just wheels, but in all aspects of overlanding, that have a very well established place in the market. Everybody knows who they are. Everybody wants their products, and there's always gonna be those people that go there. But also having something like this with this kind of a message opens the door for people that are not part of that community and want to still experience this and do these things and feel like they can connect with the message here. I think that's awesome, man.
Yeah. I mean, just picturing like one of my girlfriends who has a Subaru, like going into four-wheel parts and asking about wheels, like they would just never do that. You know what I mean? So hopefully like the visuals and the stuff we're doing with marketing and the Instagram is approachable to people of all different interests, and like they see the brand and it's more familiar to maybe what they're used to in other industries, and they're like, oh, well, this is like cool and artistic, and they have these weird videos shot on film, and you know, like I can vibe with that.
Yeah.
But then the old school guys can see it and be like, oh, that's a bitchin' Land Cruiser, like I'm down. You know, it's not some cheesy whatever hipster thing, you know. So yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense.
It totally makes sense, and I think that you guys, you know, have done a good job not only in your wheel styling, but in the branding so far. Have done a really good job.
There's flair to it.
And separation from it's not just another X type of wheel. It's not just another, you know, whatever. It seems different to me, and I think you've done a great job at shaping that message in a way that does resonate with people.
Cool. Appreciate that. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Well, look, man, I'm excited. I think that I'm bummed that we won't be at Expo West to see these in person, but we will. At least one of us will be at Pacific Northwest, and we will all be at SEMA. I'd love to connect with you at some point and really get our
Who's
hands.
going to the Pacific Northwest?
You're not. That's not on your calendar.
Is it?
No. Okay, I'll go then. I'll go.
Oh, you're gonna go.
I'll go then. Yeah, I'll go then.
Good to know.
Yeah, I'll go. I
wasn't sure if you were speaking for me or not.
Again.
I think I have it penciled in, but I haven't confirmed yet.
Yeah, no, I'll go. Don't
It's,
worry about
it's
it.
penciled in right now.
You don't need to worry about it. I'll go. I'll take care of it. I'll take one for the team. But yeah, I'm excited about the launch, and I think that once people get their hands on them, and and look, I think that you guys have a really good story with the lineage of where the brand comes from, and the reputation and the legacy of that now merged with this new style and direction in this brand. I think it's a hit, man. I think you guys are going to do great.
Yeah, thanks. We're stoked. It's gonna be fun.
Well, I'm excited for you guys. I really do appreciate you coming on and spending some time talking to us. This has been great. I've learned more about wheels than I think I ever knew. More than I wanted to know. And when the website goes live, we'll be paying attention and see and checking it out. So keep us informed as that happens. And is there anything else, any place other than the at Nomad Wheel on Instagram and nomadwheels.com people should go to check out what's going on?
No, not yet. That's going to be it. Just Instagram is the best way to stay tuned, and then sign up for the email list on the website. We'll send out email blasts and all that good stuff. And then, yeah, if you're at Overland Expo West, come out to the booth and say hi to us. I have way too much stuff to give away, so come grab some free junk.
Gotta have stickers to give away.
Yeah.
You gotta give away stickers.
Swag.
Yep. Yeah, we got tons of stuff, so come grab some stuff.
Maybe Jose can lend you his fun box.
No. We got to stop loaning out Jose's fun box.
Why are you speaking for Jose?
Jose's fun box is going to get ruined, and it's never going to be the same again.
I think they have surgery for that nowadays.
All right, man. Look, thank you so much, Carter, for joining us. I appreciate it. This is going to be awesome to watch grow, and I wish you guys a bunch of success.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, man. You have a great night.
Thanks.
Good night,
guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for not hanging up on us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So you guys are going to do like
remember we're still live.
have like a dealer application or whatever?
Yeah.
We're still live. I was going to bring it up while you were sitting there, Casey.
Well, I mean that's our target audience for our shop is like the Subarus and Overlanders and stuff like that. And from what I understand, there's not a ton of options for the Subaru.
Yeah. Not. I mean, I feel like our styles will look great on those cars. So
I'll definitely reach out after the show.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And I think that, like I said, I think the marketing side of it will be much more Subaru friendly as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At the Ironman 4x4 products have done really, really well on Subaru. It's a growing market, and I think the CUV. We'll lump Subaru into that CUV market.
Yeah.
I think that's a really big growing market that we'll see a lot more activity in the next couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, speaking of Ironman, I got an Ironman bumper I'm about to put on my GX.
Nice.
Yeah, been holding on to it for like 2 months now, trying to figure out how to get it on there.
I can tell you how to get it on there. Drive it up to Bear Valley Overland and see that guy. He doesn't look very sexy, but he's amazing with a wrench. They do great work up there. All right, so here's so I will be editing this and clipping it together tomorrow after work. I'll shoot you an email with notification that it's been posted and ready to go. I'll create some collateral, some social media collateral that we use to post and promote the show. If you have a good high-res logo, please email it to me. And then, cool. We'll start Thursday and Friday. We'll promote the episode and try to drive a bunch of traffic. And then, down the road, when you are ready to actually launch, let us know, and we'll do whatever we can to help.
Sweet. Yeah, appreciate that.
All right. And then you've got my contact information. And like I said, I'll send you another email tomorrow afternoon. And please do not hesitate to reach out. Let us know if you need anything.
Yeah, sounds good. Are you guys all, what is the collection of, I haven't really gotten that story of how you guys are all associated.
So the one in Vermont is my little brother. The one that just got up sleeps with my sister. And then Jose's he showed up one day.
He showed up one day and never left.
Matt and I originally were on the show, and Matt's my brother-in-law, and then we met Jose at an event, and we just started hanging out with him more. So he came on the show, and then eventually we got to a point where Casey came on the show. So it's the four of us, and we do a lot.
Jose started out as the man on the street.
Yeah. Jose, we called Jose one day and was like, "Hey, you went to that event. I'm going to call you right now and interview you." And he was like, "Okay." And then after that, it was golden. And he has regretted it ever since.
So have you guys.
Not ever since. I didn't start regretting it till way.
I wonder who's regretting it more.
Yeah.
And you guys all work at different other gigs in the industry, or?
Not necessarily in the. Well, I guess everybody but Matt is in the industry now.
I'm not in the industry.
Technically.
Are we talking about porn?
I'm like,
give me some time, guys. I mean, I'm just getting started.
Like 1 or 2 degrees separated from
you're at
but you work for a company that's within the industry.
Yes, you work for a machine shop that provides parts to the industry.
Okay.
If you're the envelope licker there, you're technically in the industry.
Again, are we still talking about porn?
Yeah. So Matt and I have a history in air conditioning and
HVAC, construction, mechanical.
Casey's a mechanic that works at a fabricator.
I'm not a mechanic.
He's a fabricator that also does mechanical work at a shop up in Big Bear, and
cool.
Jose runs a machine shop.
Sweet. Awesome.
So all kinds of random stuff, just a bunch of dorks in a spare bedroom.
Yeah, cool.
And one Vermont adjacent.
Yeah. but we're all local. I'm in Eastvale, Casey's in Big Bear. These two guys are in Fontana, so we're all local SoCal guys.
Sweet.
Above baseline.
Yes, it makes
yeah, not that garbage below baseline.
This is what I get, for buying a Ford, number one, and then Jose moving up north of baseline for me, and all my trash talk about Hemet and Victorville, and now I get to be looked down upon by Jose.
I do look down
on multiple. I know you do.
Literally,
this is
literally,
how it goes.
Literally, and figuratively.
All right, Carter. Well, we're gonna record the second half of the show, which usually consists of more of this bullshit,
trash talk.
But thank you for joining us, and I will reach out to you tomorrow with all the details.
Cool. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Man.
Yeah.
Bye. All right. Are we ready?
3, 2, 1.
Are we only I get to say that. Let's see. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. We are back, and thank you to Carter for joining us.
I never left. Actually, I did.
You
leave.
did leave. You did leave. You actually left you left the studio and came back. Couple things I want to talk about. First, something that we have been trying to accomplish for about 2.5 years now, and haven't been able to do it. Matt is trying to finally take on the task. We're trying to create a best of montage clip, like a couple minutes of best of segments for the show. And Matt said he's been going back listening to past episodes and trying to mark areas that were good.
So hard.
It's
really difficult to listen to this show from script.
Well, I wouldn't go back that far. We don't want it to be from episode 1. We want something more relevant. I would say the last just 100 episodes. But if you as a listener remember a bit,
something that made you laugh,
or something that's funny, or even going forward, like if you go forward and like you listen to it next week or the week after and there's something funny, remind us that that's a best of clip.
I thought you were saying like if you can somehow look to the future and
Yeah,
know
like,
what
are
we're
you doing
gonna,
here?
if we're gonna be funny on a certain week, please let us know in advance. That I don't know if anybody has that capability yet. But I don't know. I mean, I hardly know how to turn on computers and stuff.
It's going to
So
create a paradox of some sort.
yeah, exactly. But that is I guess the intent is, man, it'd be really great to just have maybe a half hour, even an hour of kind of our best of or funniest stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it doesn't need to be an hour. I think a 5 to 10 minute clip.
Having started this, it's not like if we were to say Forum of Justice, that's not a 5 minute. That's not a
It's like a
2-minute clip.
story,
It
dude.
is a 20-minute story, but it's really entertaining and it's fun.
So then we could create a playlist of.
No, it'd be
best-ofs.
like a long ass episode of just clips.
Okay.
thrown
It's either a
together,
long
dude.
ass episode
Yeah.
or
Like one
multiple
full
clips.
episode.
Okay.
Like
I
one full
guess.
episode.
I can't imagine anything that is best of this
Patreon
show.
only episode?
Maybe. But if we can clip together some episodes,
No, but I think the intent is like
Yeah,
exposure. Like, you guys,
Yeah, we want to
you gotta listen
expose
these
ourselves
guys.
to you.
Right.
yeah, we have.
Where's my trench coat?
We have.
Don't need it.
In a classy way that's both mature and
We don't do any of
Yeah,
that.
dude.
We don't do any of that.
well, that's why it's impossible.
There's 3 right off the bat: the four arms of justice, the Omaha origin, and then when we're talking about the paranormal or the poltergeist.
And then-
Yes.
Oh yes, at Expo.
I already
You guys
have
are drunk at
other
Expo.
ones that should be
You
included
guys
on
at
that
the
as well.
Stone Brewery.
Stone
Oh,
Brewery.
shit.
Stone Brewery. I was telling Cody, I'm trying to find the zebra sticks.
Do you guys remember the zebra stick?
Oh shit!
He said it, and I started busting up, but I cannot remember
can't-
where it came
I
from.
can't remember the specific episode. There's the stupid shredder. I just listened to that today, dude. It was so good. It was so good. The DTV shredder.
Yes.
Oh my god. And Cody's like, yeah, but I was thinking about militarily, like just imagine what would you do if like a ship backed up to the coast and 25 of these soldiers came out on these DTV shredders, and I'm all turn around and lightly jog away from it. Like, they're not very threatening at all. That was a great episode too. There's a bunch of stuff. It's not just, there are the big things, and I agree with Jose, like the paranormal stuff when we were at the
Expo.
Offroad Expo was great.
Yeah, so if you guys have anything that you can think of, shoot us an email or something that we can.
Secondly, listening to those old episodes, and this reminded me, and I brought it, I approached you with it prior to the episode. I would like to reintegrate, like, hey, leave some responses or a review on iTunes. And I'd like to do like like the same thing we were doing before, like, hey, put you
and
in
leave
for a
voicemails.
contest. Voicemails, but I think iTunes
Yeah.
reviews, we've slacked off on that.
Yeah, we haven't had any in a while. So, what,
And if we have to bribe
no.
you guys with T-shirts and stickers and hats, I think we need to do that again. So
yeah, so I would say yes. So between May 17th, 2020, and
2020.
I'm sorry, between May
wow, go back in
17th.
time. So go back in time. This is going to be difficult. Go back in time and leave a review
Use the Wayback Machine.
from almost
Call
3
Hugh-
years ago,
Call Hugh Lewis.
and the news.
So from May 17th, 2022 to June 21st, 2022, anybody that leaves an iTunes review will be entered. That's a month. Anybody that leaves an iTunes review will be entered into a drawing to win swag, and we'll give away 3 things. They're 3 different people.
Okay.
That's pretty vague.
Well, it'll be swag from the store. It'll be shirts, hats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
We'll,
Do
Top
they get
Gun
to
movie
Do they get
tickets?
to
I don't
pick
know.
something from the store?
we could probably pull that off. Yes.
Matt, you're just making this more difficult.
I am. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there. What's the most? If
Hey,
that's being
hey,
thrown in there,
look.
there's nothing that crazy in there, is
We'll,
there?
we'll just make it a shirt. We'll give away 3 shirts.
Boom.
Your choice.
See what I did? I did that, Jose.
Yeah,
you call it being decisive.
So
make decisions that I ain't paying for. I'll make Cody pay for it.
Hey, we got to lock down a date for Top Gun. You know?
Speaking of reviews and stuff, I think we're all eager to know if we have a specific voicemail. Did we get a specific voicemail?
Oh, dude.
Hold on.
How do we want to start this?
Wait, hold on. I'm not familiar with it.
Just yes or no. Did we get a specific voicemail?
Did we get any voicemails?
Shit. I wish I had known this so I could check it beforehand.
Do you know what we're talking about?
I don't.
Oh wow.
Yes, I do know. Oh damn it.
Oh
yes. I know what.
God, I hope there's a voicemail.
I hope.
Please.
We'll all know what we're talking about in a minute. This is pretty big, dude.
I just want to know if there's a voicemail or not.
So we do have voicemails.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Okay, can we describe? Hold on. Now we.
They're old. They're too old. It's not that. It's not that voicemail.
You blew that. We set the stage, and you
need a bigger sticker.
Dropped it. You just dropped it. So
sticker.
Just so everybody is caught up, we did do some minor wheeling this weekend.
Yes.
Minor. I mean, we did.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Whatever trail that was. What was the specific name of that trail?
3 and 14.
3 and 14.
Okay, so
Coxsey
it's like
Road.
Yeah, you're coming up from like Apple Valley area to Big Bear.
It's just a fire road. Like
it is. It was scenic.
It was super fun though.
It was fun.
It was super fun.
And we're gonna we finished the trail. We're gonna go meet up at Casey's place, to discuss like podcast related issues or whatever. And we get stuck behind. What was that vehicle? It was
a late model Mercedes CUV. It was a mid-sized Mercedes sport utility.
And we're all on the radio, because they're doing
10
miles an hour.
It's a 40-mile-an-hour highway.
Yes,
and it's a California highway, and they're doing
10 miles an hour.
And then when we got behind, when they saw that we got behind them, they went,
put their hazards
put on my hazards on.
And mind you, we're not like cliffside. We are
Lakeside.
by Big Bear Lake. There's not a whole lot of elevation. And it is
that section of the road is the 38. Technically,
yes,
from the
Highway
dam,
38.
It's the 38.
And by the time we stacked up, there was 4 of us that rolled up right away.
How many cars there
was
behind us, Jose? Like 65?
Well,
I think we discussed.
No,
you and I agreed there was at least 82 or some odd vehicles.
There was 1 or 2. No, there was 1 behind him, and then
there was like 8 cars stacked up.
Yes, there was like 8 cars stacked up, and then once those 8 cars stacked up, and he realized that he had 8 cars stacked up behind him. You know what he did?
He put his hazards.
On. He didn't go any faster. He didn't pull over.
I think he slowed down. I think he put his hazards on and then went even slower.
Slow down.
So just when, I'm telling myself, these are the tests in life, Matt. These are the things that you need to get over, and because I sit in traffic like a large portion of my life is just sitting dealing with these dickheads, with these exact people, and I'm just all right, whatever, at least I can crack jokes over the radio or whatever. And then all of a sudden there's a hero.
We were behind him for a while.
Yes. Oh no, it was like 10 minutes or whatever. It seemed like an hour and a half.
And in that 10 minutes, there was 100 spots for him to pull off the road.
Oh yeah.
By that time, there had to be at least 10, if not 12 vehicles behind us at that point.
And then once in a
37 vehicles were behind us.
Once in a while, a hero emerges. Someone who is willing
and a hero comes along.
Yeah, and he's willing to put himself above or at risk for the betterment of the rest of us.
I need a hero.
And that's when, Cody, I swear to God,
Cody, how do you not sing the Foo Fighters hero song?
Oh, there goes my hero.
Dude.
Oh,
because that's a little bit more. That's a little bit more somber. That's like
that was it.
That's twice you dropped
fucked
the ball,
that up.
dude.
Yeah. So Cody jumps out, and there's no. It's not like there's dashed lines like where passing. Like
Look, I don't know how many officers of the law are listening. Can we cut back on the details?
No, allegedly.
Yeah, he might have. This might have been virtual or on a spreadsheet.
This is what he would have done if he had the opportunity.
And you literally, force that man or person to the side of the road. And you could edit this, but you won't. And we went around him. And as I drove by, I thought, this is Thunderdome. We are now Thunderdome. We have become
Cody, were
Thunderdome.
you behind Jose or were you behind Matt?
No, it was this guy, a Honda Civic thing, Jose,
me?
and then me.
No, I was in front.
I was not.
That's right. It was that guy,
and
a
so
Honda, and
were
then me.
you were yelling at me on the radio, like, dude, do something about it. Get around this guy. And I'm like, okay. And so
no, you said
I looked.
Do it.
I looked
do
in
it,
my
Casey.
mirror.
Do it. Go. Do it.
Right. I looked in my mirror to punch it, and here comes Cody flying up next to me.
Too close for me.
And then it was like he
Switching
was trying to do a
guns.
pit. He was trying to do a pit maneuver. He fucking I was like, oh my God, he's doing it. So then I just punched it and went around all three of them.
It was so
fantastic.
shocking. It was like, am I doing this too? Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And then we all went around.
I said, if there's a cop around the corner, we're all going down.
All I did was get up next to the guy and urge him politely to pull the fuck over so the rest of the people could get by. And that Honda Civic and the four of us took advantage of that opportunity. I don't know what happened to the other people. At that point, they were too far behind.
He didn't bump him. He didn't hit him.
Nope.
He rubbed him.
That
son
son
is
is racing.
I just encouraged him to do so. It was,
And he laid on his horn, huh?
no, I don't think so.
he didn't.
He
I
was
said,
in
like,
shock.
oh, I heard the horn.
No,
that
that was me celebrating.
That was the oncoming
like,
traffic
we're making
that we're
it.
avoiding.
Do you remember what you said to me on the radio, Matt?
I don't.
You said, Cody, that was some forearm of justice shit.
Oh,
right
that's
there.
right. That was like the most forum of justice. That's right. Yeah. That's how I envisioned. You're gonna practically put somebody in the hospital or at least in a dentist chair for a couple of CDs, And then this guy was stealing about 7 minutes of your life, and you said, "Fuck that! I'm gonna get my time back."
Look,
you son of a bitch!
Look.
Well,
that guy had a bun.
This person is a danger to all of us.
Yes, he 10 miles an hour.
You should have put him in the lake. You should have put him in
California. If I had more time, I would have. But he was doing 10 miles. Imagine this is a California highway. Imagine somebody doing 10 miles an hour on the highway.
I sit in that shit every day. What are you talking about? 10 miles?
Is that not the 15 freeway?
Yeah, that's the 10 on the way home from Baldwin Park every day.
Right, but you're talking, Matt, you're talking about 400 billion cars on the same freeway. There was nobody else on the highway. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It's like there's no one in front of you. Dude.
That was form of justice,
or just an ultimate dick move.
Big time.
So I know Jose was not on board, by the way.
Oh no,
Jose was not on board with that maneuver.
But he still went around that car. It's not like he waited and said and apologized. He still went around that car.
I was like, man, Cody's an asshole, but thank you.
Yeah,
no, look,
but
somebody had to do it, right?
Here's where you fucked up: is we have phone calls that are recorded. And we could have went, well, let's see if that guy, because your truck has the phone number all over it. And so that was something else we had discussed. Oh, we're going to get a phone call on the hotline.
On the back of my truck, it says,
how's my driving?
How's my driving? Call 951-394-DIRT. And we were hoping that there would be a phone call.
I want one that says 395-DIRT.
Yeah, 395-DIRT.
We should call that number and find out where it goes and wonder if they got voicemails for 6 months. So we do have a couple voicemails, but they do not appear to be from this guy. So we're going to play these.
Unless he's a time traveler.
We're going to listen to these two voicemails.
Well, you want to play those, or do you want to talk about the wheeling trip first? Kind of in the middle of.
Okay, we'll talk about the wheeling trip. Go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, Matt had started it out, so yeah. We went and did 3 and 14 Coxie Road to go test out the Iron Man Foam Cell Pro prototype kit for Jose's truck.
Yep.
And what did you think, Jose?
It's great, man. Like, just when I rode your truck, I was like, holy shit! Like, this thing is controlled. Like, it absorbs everything. And when I put it on my truck, I was like, holy shit! Like, this thing. There's no more like sway like with the stock suspension. It was just really mushy. But now it just absorbs the bumps. Everything's controlled. Like, I was drifting.
Yeah, dude, you need to send me that video, man.
I told you.
I put it in
it's
the
on the
Dropbox.
folder.
Okay, cool.
I replied to you.
Right.
I sent it to Matt.
I got a little excited
I
there.
still have it.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Jesus. Assholes, don't make me pull you over.
It was great. So just what Jose's talking about. At the very end of the trail, we're heading down into Fawnskin.
Yeah.
We're still on the dirt road, but it's like the home stretch. And so Jose had it obviously in 2-wheel drive and started drifting a couple of corners. The first one he hit, I'm like, oh shit! I hit my video, and so I was able to catch a pretty good one.
But yeah, I mean that's a super easy trail. Like any car.
Yeah,
There's Honda Accords on that trail.
To me, it's like
With skid plates.
With skid plates.
Yeah, that was part of the conversation all day long. Was Jose's skid plates?
That's right. Take that, Jose.
Yeah, I mean, we're just taking some pictures and then, really getting a feel for it, how it does on washboard roads and, on dirt roads on the kit. But no, it's great, man. It's really
Rough
really good.
parking lots.
Yeah, rough parking lots.
Well, I mean, it's plenty. I mean, it's not smooth graded the entire time. There is bumps and
there's
dips
washboards
and
for sure.
elevation changes and
Yeah.
little rocks sticking out and stuff. And
It's a good
shakedown.
Yes, it's a good shakedown for the truck. But yeah, I love that little truck, man. It's a complete little package.
Your truck doesn't look little though with the lift. It's like, damn, that's a
it's pretty
Frontier.
big. Yeah.
it's bigger than our trucks, Matt.
It's not about size.
Nah.
I mean, we
all
finally
about
got the Trident picture.
How you use it. We did. Look,
We
I'm
finally
very
got it.
excited about the Trident picture. I got a lot of comments like, finally, the
Finally.
Trident
Yeah.
is complete. It's true. And we had the colors correct.
Yeah.
Red, white, blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I was the
Yeah.
tip of the spear, like I should be.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The truck looks fantastic.
It does.
That's
now in the past probably 2 or 3 months. I'm seeing a lot more of the Frontiers. I've seen a number of Pro 4X Frontiers
I was
too.
gonna say I haven't really seen any Pro.
I've seen a half a dozen. Again, I'm on the road a lot more. I think than
I've
most
I've
people.
seen mostly non Pro 4X.
that. Me too.
No,
I think I've seen one Pro 4X up here.
I've seen more Pro X's than I have.
Yeah, I've
Pro
seen a couple
Fours.
of those.
I
yeah.
have seen a number of those, but I'll tell you, Jose's truck, that's the baddest new Frontier on the road that I've seen, for sure.
And it's
It
just like
looks great.
simple bolt-ons. Like it's just a simple, just a straightforward lift kit, wheels and tires. Like it's nothing like extraordinary, like or
But it
unobtainium stuff. Like anyone can go out and do this to their truck.
Yeah, but it goes back to we've talked about certain manufacturers make these vehicles that look meager and silly until you lift them and put tires on them, and then they look like they are intended to look.
Yeah, I mean my truck.
the Gladiator.
Yes, I wasn't going to say it because I think Adam's in the chat room. I didn't want to make him feel.
No,
bad.
he totally agrees.
Oh, does he? Okay, good. Yeah, Adam.
Oh,
you-
My
yeah.
truck looked like a total like just work truck before, on the stock wheels. And everything.
But I don't think it looks as silly as the Gladiator does stock.
Casey, what did you say that day on the dunes when we saw that Gladiator?
I said, oh dang.
No, honestly, I think the Gladiator is a beefy truck, and I think off the lot for some of the models they put too small of a
Yeah.
tire on there. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
It's on,
The non Rubicon ones stock just they look silly
yeah, they need to be Rubicons. But your
or
truck,
lifted on 35s at
yeah,
least.
your truck looks fantastic. I think the bronze wheels with the red is a great color combination. You
Absolutely.
did an excellent job there. And it seemed you seemed more confident as the day went on, as you were learning more about the truck.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I mean, this thing can do what my Land Cruiser can do, which is drift and go fast and have that comfortable AC.
There's a lot of
and a radio,
and have a radio.
There's a lot of especially having that bed, that light rear end, where that there's a lot of touch and feel as to when the rear end will break loose, two wheel.
You can totally tell.
Tractor control off, all that stuff. And I know on my truck, it's like hand in glove. I was saying that earlier. Like, I know exactly where I'm going to break loose. And when I do, when to drop it into second, let it coast out instead of like getting all super squirrely or whatever. And those are things that, you know, if you start wheeling your truck, you'll get to know it too. And even if you're just doing what we did this past weekend, which was, it was a dirt road, but it was there was a little trail. It was, and it was a lot of elevation change. But especially being in the back where I was most of the time, I just drifted corners however I wanted, and just I didn't have to worry about kicking up dirt and dust. It was just have as much fun as I want, and you know, you can have that mantle back if you want as the rear the tail gunner. You know, with your Frontier, and then you can get that same time on tools, you know, drifting your truck and stuff.
But just thinking about it, I'm like, man, if I could take this truck to Mojave Trail, it would be so much fun, dude.
Oh, dude, you'd have so much fun.
It'd be so
Let's do it.
It'd be so fun, dude. So... especially down that
Memorial Weekend's 2 weeks away. Let's do it. Screw it.
Hey, we could do that thing in about 6 hours.
We could do it in one day. I'd have to take the 10 off the truck to keep up.
If the because
I think we still could, Cody.
Well, that was one thing I was telling Matt. You going back to you're talking about drifting and breaking loose. Like I tried a little bit with the Ranger, and I'm not as like before.
You don't have that feel anymore.
No, I have to learn it again because without the bed rack and the tent, I could just let it hang out and then stomp it and it would spin back forward. Yeah. Now it feels fine, but I'm just concerned about, okay, how far can it go before that high center of gravity starts to pitch over, right? Yeah. So I'm still learning that piece of it. But yes, I think we could do Mojave if we went out like on a Friday night and spent the night at the trailhead. We could be home for dinner on Saturday.
Or we could do the reverse and end up in Laughlin and then come home the next day.
Get blown out.
Let's get blown out, guys.
Yeah, because then think about how much stuff you don't have to bring, because now we're not camping.
No, we're just
you're getting straight to Laughlin.
You guys suck. God, you
and
guys
then
suck.
There's nothing
you just
like
need a duffel bag of shit.
Yeah, I remember like how much fun that was. Like, we just finished the trail. Woohoo! Party time.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could Joe P did it in one day. He did it from Barstow.
I've seen a number of videos. We absolutely could.
we could hit Barstow early in the morning and be in Laughlin by dinner.
Easy.
Well, I hope you guys have fun because I will be in Texas.
Yeah, we can't do it Memorial Day weekend.
That's like in 4 days.
Yeah, one day.
What's a week and a half?
It's a super secret plan. We'll have to just.
It'll be a Patreon only, and you got to be able to hit those whoops at 50. Like, okay,
we're not waiting for everyone.
Nope, we're not waiting for anybody.
You're allowed to come. We're not waiting for you.
You'll be left in the dust.
You know, hey, go east.
We'll see you there. Here's the GPS coordinates for the Aquarius. We'll see you at 7 for dinner. We've got reservations.
You know what I find interesting though is like when we're like, oh yeah, so we did a trail day, like, but then we start trying to like justify that. But it was just a dirt road, and then like
that's true.
Like we're not the only ones that do that. I know a lot of people do that when they do a trail that's not difficult. They immediately after they tell you what trail they did, try to justify why they didn't do a difficult trail. I don't give a shit about how difficult the trail. I'm not there to conquer the biggest rocks.
We're just trying to be like
realistic.
Descriptive. Like it wasn't like a crazy off-road trail. It was just a dirt road.
Yeah, I love dirt roads.
Yeah,
we did see a Honda Civic.
We did.
I
don't care about like. I do want like to mix in difficulty here and there, but I have no problem doing a dirt road.
Casey, did you go into 4-wheel drive?
No.
Exactly. Like, you know, I mean, that's.
But
that's
I don't care.
It's
I mean,
like,
it's there if I need it. Like if there's an offshoot or something. But
where
four-wheel
there are
drive
offshoots.
doesn't mean you're off-roading. Off-roading is
Yeah.
off-roading, whether
I
you're in
did-
two-wheel
I
drive,
did-
four-wheel drive, or eight-wheel drive. You know what I mean? Like
I
I love
just-
dirt roads. It's about more than just the
Again,
how difficult it is.
It was very scenic, and
Yeah.
we went from that was just. To be honest, I was more impressed with. Oh shit! I can go from like Apple Valley
yeah.
to,
This is
to
like,
Big
hey,
Bear.
if shit hits the fan, you
I
have a
know
back-
how to.
that's
I know
the
how to
bug
get
out
down.
route.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I thought about that. How many times have we come home from Big Bear, Christmas, the day after Christmas or whatever, day after Thanksgiving? And it's like I can't believe 3 hours just coming down
Yes.
the mountain, bumper to bumper. Dude, I didn't know this trail existed. I would have
Yes.
given it a shot. Like, what do you have to
100%.
lose?
Yeah.
It's in the
and
snow.
it took
I don't
us
give a
about
shit.
2 to 2.5 hours, and that was with like stopping to
Oh,
take
we
photos,
were stopping, taking photos,
doing
Yeah.
videos.
Yes.
We stopped that. You could do that trail in
An hour.
under an hour.
Yeah.
No, in the snow though, when
How
it's
you
like
do
a
it?
real, it's a gnarly.
35
trail,
minutes.
Dude. I did it in the snow. I did it starting from Apple Valley, after like a snowstorm, like a legit one, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to We couldn't make it to Fonskin.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
It's too crazy, dude.
But that, you know what? I mean, how many
Well, it all
times
depends
have
how
we,
much snow you get.
we've seen
was-
that Pilot Rock?
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
another episode I started listening
Oh,
to.
my God.
Trying to do research. It's like, oh my God. And you know what? That was the sketchiest shit I think I've ever done. And I was still in the Renegade, but the fact that I was hanging it out over cliffs and stuff like that. That was pretty sketchy.
Yeah, but
and
you would do
that's
it.
a minor.
You
trail.
would do that now in your Frontier.
Right. Well, I mean, mud
That
and
was
snow
pretty sketchy,
tires,
right?
Dude. And again,
Hey,
the
look,
Renegade had.
I almost
it
got a
didn't have-
divorce on that trail. We do not need to bring it back.
There's that legendary photo of the
Yeah,
it was
us
the,
three.
the three of us,
Yeah.
black and white, looking over like what just happened. That was from that.
Yeah, that was
that
like,
trip.
what are we doing?
No, that's not what it was. So there's a. I don't think it's on the website anymore. I'll put it back
It's
up.
on the Instagram.
Yeah, there's a picture of the. Oh yeah, it is. It's on the about page on our website. So top right corner of the about page, there's a picture of the three of us standing on the side of a trail, looking out over the mountains. What you don't know,
reflecting.
yeah, what you don't know is I'm telling these
Yeah, he's
guys,
like, dude,
Tammy is so
yeah.
fucking pissed off right now.
As she should be. That was.
I think she's gonna fucking leave me when we get home. That's how mad she is. We got to get the fuck out of here,
Dude, I was the voice of reason. I was the one that said,
yeah.
I'm not doing that. Like, I saw what you did in your truck, and I went, yeah, I'm not. I can't do that. There's no way I'm going to try
Yeah,
that.
because Cody went up the hill and he's like, "Okay, so I had to use my locker
Yes.
and
I
my
had
sliders,
everything engaged and clicked.
but I think you guys can still make it."
Yeah, and that's what she was pissed off at. Because I had to be the one that goes, no, I'll back down. I'll be the one that backs down.
It's one of those things when you're driving and you're just like you're pretending to focus on the road so you don't have to look in the passenger seat and make eye contact because it was going to be bad.
But man, it was so muddy that trip.
It was
was
wicked.
mud, ice.
Ice, yeah.
Yeah, it was very slippery on a very simple. If we went and hit that tomorrow, it'd be what?
Yeah, super
This
simple.
was a crazy thing.
Pioneer Town. We've done Pioneer Town 5 times. We couldn't make it in the snow that one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, yeah, it was a fun trip. It was a good opportunity to test out that prototype suspension on Jose's truck, get a feel for how it is. We will report back to Ironman with some of the stuff we experienced and keep working on that side of the kit and all that stuff. But so far, it's done really, really well. I've been very impressed with it. Which, you know what I mean? When you think about how similar it is to Casey's truck, you know, the expectation is that it's just an iteration on that. So I guess I'm not surprised.
There's a lot of buzz on it on forums that I've talked about it.
Oh, nice.
And people are super interested in it. I've said it's a prototype kit, but people can't wait for it to come out.
Do me a favor. Yeah, well, awesome. Yeah, that's we'll talk about that. Speaking of Iron Man, we're in the presence of a published author tonight. So after the show, I'll post the social media. But we posted a blog post yesterday that was written by Casey about his Foam Cell Pro review on his truck, and it has done very, very well on on our blog, and it got the attention of the guys over at Iron Man. It's been picked up by them. It's been added to their blog post, and if you go to the Iron Man 4x4 America site and search for Frontier suspension and pull up the Foam Cell Pro kit on their site, his blog post is featured at the bottom of it. So I mean, we could probably dedicate a whole episode to it. We won't get into too many details, but I think it'll be a topic of conversation in the next couple weeks. Great job on that blog post, Casey. It's been, like I said, it's been very well received. And,
it's flattering.
It's very well received, and it's getting a lot of traction. So, the way you told the story, it really came out really, really well. So good job there, dude.
Thank you.
Let's see. We do have some. What time is it?
8:05.
8:05. So how long have we been going here?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Yeah. So So we've got. We do have a couple voicemails and emails that.
Do it.
Okay, we'll run through. So let's go to the voicemails because they're. I haven't paid attention to the. I used to get emails when we got a new message, and I don't know. Apparently, I haven't because this is going back to March 3rd. Now, mind you, I have not listened to this yet.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Aleem. It's a first-time listener, long-time caller. And the question of the day was this chewy penis question. So after much.
That's right. Okay.
One of my favorites. Yes.
Yes.
The what?
Chewy.
Yes. Yes. Oh, God.
So, the way he phrased it.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Yeah.
So this is a callback to an episode where we talked about what's Chewbacca packing. That's the name of the episode. And this I remember this voicemail does get cut off, but he does send in
a Voltron.
Yes, he does. He did send in the
If
email.
you listen to the rest of that episode, post credits.
Yes, so listen to the week after the what's Chewbacca packing to get the rest of that story. Next one.
Well, you guys kill me. This is Dave from Oregon. I know we haven't talked for a while, but I did send you a couple of emails to I think it was the Trail Chasers podcast email. Unless there's another Trail Chasers podcast that Gmail is there to know about. But you guys are talking about full-size truck and other stuff. In the email, it was kind of telling a little bit of the story of how I got rid of my Ranger because it was a piece of shit. And ended up with a Wrangler 4xe. But really, the 4xe is too nice. It's I don't want to call it a mall crawler, but it's a mall crawler. It's got 20-inch wheels, painted fenders, painted roof, and everything that you don't want on a trail rig. And so, although the hybrid engine is awesome, it's so fast, it's really great. And it gets, 25 to 30 miles on a charge, which right now, that's not too bad. That's saving me some cash, especially when I commute. But anyway, my wife, who likes nice things like nice purses and whatnot, decided that she really likes the fancy 4xe and that she wanted it. So now she has it, and I am without a vehicle. And I ended up ordering a Ram 1500 Bighorn with a backcountry trim, which is kind of a cross between a backcountry and maybe a Rebel without the ugly grill on it and the hood with the fake plastic vents that look like shit in a few years. It's got the 5.7 with the E-torque engine and locking rear and all that kind of cool stuff. In tons of room and really crappy gas mileage like most full-size trucks have. But, yeah, I don't care. I get to hear a V8 and not that wimpy little turbocharged engine that the Ranger had. Anyway, that's my story. Look in your email, maybe in your spam folder or in people that we don't like because they used to own Subaru Foresters folder if you have one. I know I do. I still love the podcast. It seems to just keep getting better and better, even though you added that new guy on there as well. But now you guys are killing it. Hope to get down there sometime from Oregon down to California and do some trips with you. Keep up the great work.
Dude, I think this guy beats you in how many the cars he goes through.
I love the fact that he has a car and his wife's like, no, mine.
Yeah, it's mine.
I want that one.
Yes, that's funny. Thank you, Dave. And I will. I try to check the email regularly, but apparently I haven't done a good job.
Yeah, I wish there was an app for that.
But let's just touch on. You're hoping that Tammy actually says that. No. I want the Ranger. You go get something else.
I would.
Oh, please.
I would. She doesn't want it though.
No. She's
because then you could keep the Ranger and still go get something else.
Yeah. So I will start paying more attention to the Trail Chaser email. But one thing I am noticing that the contact page, we've got a couple emails from the contact page on the website. So this is from our buddy Rich Lloyd. He says, "Hi, Cody, Matt, Jose, and Casey. It's Rich, a.k.a. Land Rover Rich, which is now Jeep Wrangler 392 Rich.
Wow.
But that's another story.
Whoa.
I was on a typical YouTube lunchtime adventure that usually ends in cat videos, but not this time. It took me to a video of It took me to a video of a mind-blowing local event called Wasteland Weekend. Since Matt is constantly making Mad Max movie references, I looked into it further and found it's a crazy cool event in SoCal, and it's held every year in September, October around Edwards in the Mojave Desert. I thought it might be worth mentioning on the show. The costumes and vehicles that attend look totally amazing. Keep up the great work, and I hope to see you guys on the trail soon."
Isn't that Burning?
We've talked about
Isn't
it.
that Burning Man?
No.
We've referenced this specific event.
Yes.
Like probably just before you came on, Jose.
We found it. It's a full-on Mad Max cosplay in the desert for like a week.
I'll be that little kid with the that boomerang, that steel one.
You're no little kid, and where are you going to get that steel boomerang?
I don't know, dude.
I'd like to think that I have something to do with him getting the.
You could be the master blaster with somebody on your back, like telling you what to do. How about that?
Yeah, I'll be a grossly out of shape.
Master Blaster's pretty in shape. Like
that's what I'm saying. I'll be a grossly out of shape version of him.
Okay. All right. Who's on your back telling you what to do?
That's the guy with the Jason mask, right?
I'll do it.
That's the main guy, right?
God, jeez.
In the first movie, he's the guy with the hockey mask, right?
I think so. All right,
we're too far down that.
As the main villain.
Yeah, the main villain in the hockey mask.
All right, moving on to the next one.
Are you talking about Predator?
This email is from NB Panther. Hello from the Midwest. My name is Nate, and I've been listening for a long time now. Living in Ohio, our off-road adventures are limited since public land is zero and private land is scarce unless you travel out of state.
Yes, Jose, that's Master Blaster right there. I'm pretty sure. Sorry.
That said, I know Cody loves the LJ platform, and my 2006 LJ has taken me all over the Midwest and parts of the East Coast for some amazing wheeling adventures. Currently getting it ready for a trip to Windrock Off-Road Park in Tennessee while listening to the show. Just completed a 2-inch total drop tummy tuck, 1-inch motor mount lift, 1-inch body lift, Novak shift cables, and a few other odds and ends to rid myself of the biggest issue that the TJ and the LJ platform has. It's the stock skid plate transmission crossmember. Jose may enjoy hearing it resembles a beer can in thickness, while Matt may enjoy it resembling a taco after a few minor inconveniently placed boulders, as it's been wheeled a little hard over the years. Would love to send some pictures of it if you'd like to see it. Absolutely. As I've had it since 2014, and it started life completely stock, and now it's on 32s with 2-inch suspension lift and the minor body lift. Would love to see a set of 33 Nexons under it at some point when funds allow. Love the show. Hope to make it out to Moab someday. Experience some of the wheeling you all enjoy.
I've never experienced Moab.
Yeah,
really,
I was gonna say
Neither have I.
only some of us have experienced Moab, and by some of us I mean me.
I'd like to go, but I want to go when it's like not crazy.
No, non-Easter Jeep Safari. Yeah, absolutely not.
Or non like full size invasion. Yeah, all that stuff like on a Wednesday.
The Wednesday of Christmas, I think, is the only time it's not packed. But yeah, we should. We've talked about it a bunch of times. We want to go.
Is it that badass though? Like
it is.
Is
dude.
it?
It's
like I feel like there is a ton of hype around it, and then I want to be like, oh, I'm in Delaware.
No, it's just.
it feels like we're Delaware adjacent.
Yeah.
It's the terrain in Moab is unlike anything we have here, and it's so picturesque and beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's got so much history and off-roading in it. It's worth the trip for sure.
Okay.
I think it's one of those bucket list spots. Like you have like, regardless of what your outcome is, when you're done, like you have to go check it out.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in this space, you kind of have to do it at least one time, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's absolutely worth checking out and experiencing. It's I definitely want to go back, and it's got a lot of cool sightseeing stuff. So if you wanted to take the family and wheel for a couple days and do other things a couple days, you could absolutely do that.
I know we talked about doing a mountain bike trip out there.
Yeah, I would love to do that too, but I got to start riding again. I've been riding this. I've been trying to get back on the bike. Okay, so let's see. Did we? Oh, last thing. Adam sent me a link, and I still haven't watched Adam, but it looks like the Express Rally guys have been able to get their.
They released a video.
Their video.
I watched it, Adam, like at the end of the night last night, and I forgot to get back to it. It's awesome. It looks like a great time.
They did a great job.
Well, they always do. They always do, right?
But it has that. It has the way they edited it. It looks like yeah, like a Quentin Tarantino film.
Huh. Interesting.
It's like just the font they used. It looks very.
I didn't see Bruce Willis
or Uma Thurman. No, it's a really good video, dude. Like they do a great job.
So and check out Express Rally on YouTube and check it out. I started to watch it and then I realized it was going to be too long for me to be able to focus on it. So
it's 11 minutes.
Well, I was in the middle of something and I had to leave for a meeting.
You're making it seem like it's 15 hours long, but it's 11 minutes.
Like I did start. It's not like I was working. It was like, I'm supposedly working, and I'm also screwing around, whatever.
No.
But I deduced that I didn't have any more screw around time, and I had a meeting that I had to actually do.
And by Cody saying he started watching it, he saw the link to it, and I'll get to it later.
No, I clicked the link because I didn't know what the link was, and which is probably
so you click a lot of unknown links.
Adam sends me a lot of shit that I click on. At this point, I know what I'm into. I know what I'm getting into. But I clicked the link and saw that it was the episode, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll watch it later," because I was getting ready to walk out of the house to go to a meeting, and I came back and I hadn't watched it yet. That's all.
A likely story.
Yeah. All right.
Jesus, you guys are assholes.
Still,
I know. Forever. Don't ever change. Stay gold, Pony. Pony boy.
Yeah, I mean, this is golden. This is what you get.
So the
pewter.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Pewter.
It's called pewter, sir.
All right. Anything else, guys, that we need to touch base on before we cut out tonight? I think. I mean, we did that little run on Sunday. I know that we want to get some more stuff planned. We just haven't figured out a time on the schedule. So we'll figure that out. But definitely I got a message from Joey D wanting to know if we were if there was any chance we were doing Memorial Day weekend. I was all, well,
I will be out of town, so.
And I've got plans Friday night and Sunday mid-morning, I think. So I was like, I wonder if I could do
that's a very short time frame.
I know, dude. It was like,
yeah, dude. You gotta at the beginning of the year, you gotta block that weekend out.
No, because look, go to the website. You guys go to the website.
No, I'm saying on your personal calendar.
Yeah. No,
you gotta block that out.
Go to the website and go to the events page and look at what it says at the Mojave Trail registration. It's
cool.
It says canceled because Matt said it was too hot. I knew we weren't going to do it this year.
And you're all welcome.
But that doesn't mean we couldn't have done something. That's what I'm saying. At the beginning of the year, you got to block that weekend out on the calendar.
Yeah, no,
on your calendar.
I usually do. This year, I didn't.
You know, what is
I'm going
crazy.
camping.
Last year was excessively hot.
Dumb. It
Yeah,
was
but,
so.
But we've done it. how many times prior to that on Memorial Weekend and it was just fine, or it wasn't so
It's going to be in the high 80s this year.
Yeah.
Right, which would be like great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly. All right.
With wind.
Let's fucking do it. Fuck it. I'll fucking do it.
High 80s with wind.
Yeah. I would say that there's been, last year was excessive. It was ridiculous. We've talked about it.
It was pretty extreme, too.
And then maybe one time prior to that where it was almost triple digits, or triple digits, and it was hot. But usually Memorial Day weekend for that trip, it's very comfortable. So, but we'll figure it out. Okay.
Well, I did figure it out. We're not doing it, so hey,
Yeah, we got to
I'll
do
own
it like
I'll own
in November.
We will figure out a time to do Mojave or something similar.
By the time we do it again, we'll look forward to doing it again, like because it'll be oh man, we'll think about the good times, and we won't remember searching for shade at camp because we'd been beaten by the sun all day.
Even when it was dark, it was still hot as
it was
fuck.
still 95 sleeping in that.
Do you remember how far we were sitting away from that
dude.
fire? We started a fire that second night. I
And we're
was
starting a
100
fire?
yards from the fire.
Can't we just put a bunch of flashlights on each other and just call it a fire? It was rough.
All right. Well, we are going to end it there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the chat room. We've got, let's see, Adam's in there, Mark's in there. Danny came back after. Oh, looks like Danny's kids lost the playoffs. Good try, though, kids. Good job. I'm proud of you.
Mark says the Patreon shirts are awesome.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad. If you, all the patrons should have gotten, Perry, I don't know if I've ever got Perry's information, so I got to follow up with him. But in all the
leave a review. You have like a month to leave a review for shirts, cap, and sticker.
No, they're just getting a shirt.
Oh no,
Whoa.
that's right. They're getting a
shit,
sticker.
Matt. What is
Jesus Christ. This
You're
would any
getting-
longer. We're giving away
yeah,
tires.
You're getting a new
Cody's going to
vehicle.
give you his Ranger.
Well, no, we want people that leave good reviews. We don't want horrible reviews.
3 days
take 'em
and
all.
2 nights at the Aquarius.
Yes. We're going to do a contest for iTunes review. So anything between today's date, which is May 17th, 2022, and June 21st, 2022, you'll be entered into a raffle to win some prizes. Thank you guys so much for listening. Appreciate it. And we will talk to you next week.